Alright, lesson 4.7, Congruence Transformations. So over here to the side, I'm going to write, there are three types of congruence transformations you need to know. One is called a translation. And all a translation is when you slide or move something. The next one is called a rotation. And a rotation is when you, exactly what it says, rotate something or turn. The next one is called a reflection. A reflection is when you flip something. So you think about looking at your reflection in the mirror, it's your face being flipped in the mirror. There's another one too that we'll learn later on that is called a dilation, but it is not a congruence transformation. When we say that it's congruence transformation, what we're saying is it maintains its shape and size. Everything stays congruent, so the shape stays the same. It's just in a different orientation of some sort. So all we're going to do is we're going to look at the picture and we're going to decide what type of congruence transformation has been done here. So when we look at a picture, the first thing we want to look at are the letters that correspond. So here we look at U, that's the original point, and then we call this U prime, or U with an apostrophe. So what's happened? Well, we look at that one, and it looks like it's been slid. Okay, so if you slide something, we go back over here to the side, that would be a translation. However, if we go to the next point, say the point T, T prime is here. Well, that one has actually been turned. So if we think about it, this whole shape has been turned upside down. So we come back over here and we look which one's called a turn. That is called a rotation. So all we put here is that's a rotation. Okay, what about number 2? Well, let's look at number 2. Alright, number 2. Has that one been turned? Well, yes. If we take one specific side, so we're going to do this a little different. Say KI, it has been turned to IK. Okay, it's been rotated. So again, that's a rotation. Alright, let's look at number 3. Okay, so let's take our original point R. Here's R prime. It's been slid. Here's Q. Now you might look and say, oh, that one's been slid too. How far was R slid? 1, 2. Q was slid then. Oh, it's way over here. Okay, so if it's a translation or a slide, it has to be slid the same amount every time. Well, that one's not. This one has actually, it's kind of hard to see, but this one's actually been flipped. Q was over here, now it's way over here. S was over here, and now it's way over here. It's been flipped over. Okay, so the original triangle here, when you flip it over, Q ends up way over here. So a flip would be a reflection. It's a little harder to see because it's on top of itself. Okay, let's take the next one. T prime. Okay, it looks like it's been slid. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here's U. Here is U prime. I know you can't see the apostrophe. It's in the little line. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's do V. Here's V. Here's V prime. Let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all of those have been moved exactly 5 up that direction. So that would be a translation. Translation is when you slide something. Okay. All right, a couple more here. All right. Let's look at G prime. Let's bend down. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's do F prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. E prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all of these, you notice, were slid straight down. Okay, a slide. Slide goes the same direction, and they were all by a value of 6. So that's a translation. Okay, what about this next one? P, Q, R, P, Q, R. Well, if you look, in this one has been turned. Q prime is now up here, P is now down here at the bottom, and then R is now up here at the top. So that one is turned, which is a rotation. Okay. Let me show you a real quick example, since we didn't have an easy one, of a reflection. An easy example of a reflection would be one like this. Say, here's my original one. We'll call it STU. And then over here, I've got TUS prime. So that becomes a reflection. I know my triangles don't look the same size, but that's basically taking this triangle, and if you flip it over, S now ends up over here, U is close, and then T is right there. So that's an easier example of reflection. So congruence transformations. Okay, congruence transformations, and again, there are 3 types: translation, rotation, and reflection.